My name is Nadia Bakhireva. I'm music instructor in Golden Key Studio in Winston-Salem, Clemens, North Carolina. The reason is that usually the first lesson takes so much talk and to pay just for talking. There is no reason for that, and also I would like to see people who come first. I would like to understand for myself that we will be comfortable with each other. I want people to feel really comfortable with me, and since then they have to commit for a few lessons, I want them to make the decision with full conscience, and that definitely helps when they come and they try something. See me in person, they talk to me in person, ask all kinds of questions, tell about themselves, and it really helps. They don't feel that pressure. I paid, I got to get something out of it, and they are more relaxed. So yeah, that I found helpful. The reason I started was actually I started a long time ago when I was in Russia, since I am from Russia, by the way. And the reason I started was actually financial. I was working in a theater, and I was living by myself. I was still young, I was 20 years old. I had to support myself, and theater salary is not that high in Russia. So I had to look for something, and my goal at that point was to be independent. And someone offered me a job at university, just teaching position at university. They were looking for a voice instructor, music instructor. And I accepted the job, and I thought, oh, well, if I don't like, I always can leave. But actually it happened that I liked it a lot. And then it was really hard to leave when I had to leave. Once I got some contracts and I had to travel, going to different countries, and so I had to stop the job. But I really loved it, and then when I had a chance to come back to teaching, I did it right away. And it was still in Russia, and then I came here and I wanted to try it. And now, year by year, I love it more and more. That was actually after I worked in a theater. I started in a theater, and that was the time I studied as well. I was attending a theater institution, music institution. And then I worked in the theater. I established myself, and then I felt that theater became a little bit small for me. I wanted to see the world. I wanted to do something, develop my career, and I got some contracts, some very interesting contracts actually. Like at that point, and first time I went to Finland. That was a short trip, since I'm from St. Petersburg, and St. Petersburg is really close to Finland, and just a few hours drive. And we just take a bus and go there, and I spent there a New Year performing, and a few days around New Year. That's a big celebration there, big celebration in Russia. And I loved that. It was a short trip, but kind of showed me that, just gave me an idea that traveling would be good. And then I got that contract with a company in Japan, and I spent there about a year performing, singing Russian traditional songs, and that was a great experience, definitely. It's a completely different world from Russia. Different language, different mentality, different food, everything different. So, and then I could not live without that traveling. It was a few years. I really could not stop it. I was looking for something, and each time when I looked, I found something that was good. But when I was in Russia for a year, I almost felt depressed because I wanted to go something. I felt like I need to move. And I was young, and that was interesting. In that point, probably till my 30, I wanted to be on the stage. That was my big dream since my 3 years old. That was a big goal in my childhood. Then I accomplished, became professional in that area, and I really loved it. I could not live without the stage, and it was a point where I could not find a job, and I felt that's going to be the end of my life. I will not be able to live without performing, without the stage. But then I found a job, and it was alright. But after 30s, approximately, I started feeling completely different. I felt that I need to concentrate more on my inner world, find some spirituality in my life more and more, and also that was a point where I started singing in the church actively, and that's a completely different story, because especially in our Orthodox church, it's not about showing ourselves, it's about praying, singing for God, where music exists really separately from singers, and that was interesting, and I actually loved it. I found that way more appealing to me at that point. And also I felt like that big dream which I had in my childhood. I just realized it. There was some certain point that, okay, that's it. It's over. It's like if you want 5 pounds of ice cream, you want and want, but finally you eat those 5 pounds of ice cream, that's it. You really can't eat any spoon more than that. So I felt, and last performance I had, I came to the stage, and there was big audience, many people, nice musicians, nice concert, everything was good. I had a nice costume, nice song, and I sang, it was good, but I felt a little bit empty. I didn't have that excitement anymore, like I used to have that, oh, that's happening, that's the most important day of my life. It was just a day and nothing else. In the same time, I started feeling completely different being here in a studio when each person comes, and I feel, oh yeah, that's the moment, that's where I live. So that balance, became a little bit unbalanced. And I felt, why should I push myself? If that's something I want to stop doing, at least for now, then I really have to stop doing. I'm the person, I believe that if you do something, you have to be in that, job or whatever is it, and that action just fully, completely, nothing left, and maybe it's wrong, I don't know, but at least that's what I am usually. Once I start doing something, I live through that, and that becomes a big part of my life. So, and also now having many students, concerts, and all that, I can't even imagine myself doing something different. I can't believe in 2 jobs unless it's really for money, and then not job is important, but children, for example, or something else. But if job is a big value for me, it's, like have 2 husbands. Well, of course, money is an important part of our life. We get to pay bills, and it does pay my bills. I'm happy about that, because that's a big balance to find. I mean, I'm not the richest person in the world, but I love it, and it is a balance. So I want to go to work, and then I want to go home, and we say in Russia, a happy person is who wants to go to work and then wants to go home in the evening. So I think I got that. Well, interesting is not only that people are different, yeah, they are completely different, but also people have very different goals. Someone comes and say, I want to do everything to be professional, but another person comes and it's more about some spirituality, about just opening, some inside something someone wanted to do the entire life and didn't even realize what was it, and then what if I tried through music at something creative, because something creative always helps. It can be music, it can be drawing, it can be dance, whatever else, but it does help. And it's very interesting to watch how people open themselves, how the psychology even changes, how the point of view on themselves change. Because someone comes, once a student I have who doesn't realize even close how good she is. And that's a process. She never had a dream to be a big singer, actress, or performer at all, but it's like life road for her just to understand about herself. So it's very interesting. Psychology, I think, is more interesting for me now than music. Again, that point. I think it doesn't really matter in this point. And right now, I have really a good group that's probably half adults and half children, so it's good. Children is very interesting because I never thought about myself working with children. Back in Russia, I never worked with children. Well, actually, I did work, but not that much. It was not my primary goal, and I used to think I'm not good with children. But I loved teenagers in Russia. That was my best. Biggest fun. But then I loved adults too, and once I started working with children, somehow I could not stop it anymore. And now even some really young, like 3-4 years old, they come on, and it's a lot of fun. I believe not actually, but it depends a lot on the development. Because I had someone 7 years old, and it was a problem to understand which hand is left, which hand is right. So, and I had someone. Well, we still have that person who used to be 4 years old, and now he's 5 years old and getting 6. But he's very, very smart, and he's very well developed. So he actually picks up many things quicker than someone being 8 or 9 years old. So it's a very individual. And usually when parents ask, can we come, but we are too young, and I said, well, come and we'll see, we'll go. We need to wait a year, we'll do it. My parents brought me to music school when I was 3 years old, and teacher, the piano teacher, she said, I'm not sure about that, let's wait 1 year. But I started choir, music theory, and some other things. Piano, I waited until my 4 years old. Well, first I teach voice and piano, just in case someone doesn't know. Well, it's definitely more about just voice and piano. If we talk about voice, it involves diction, it involves singing in different languages, performing. But for piano, it's the same as performing how do we present ourselves. How we walk, because even to play piano, we still have to walk to reach the piano. So it can be a challenge for many people. How do we bow, and how important it is to bow? That we don't only bow to show ourselves. It's some things we bring to our audience. That thanks for coming. And even how do we dress, different characters. Especially if we deal with singing, different characters we perform, and so basically it brings us to theater, dancing. Today we have a dancing rehearsal for singers, so all kinds of things.